Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another pre-fight analysis. In this video, yeah, I'm kind of rough on this one because I don't be doing these videos that much. Very inconsistent with this one. This is, in matter of fact, I'm not even acting like this is a video that I got to post. Or do I got to post any of these videos? I don't, but it's not one of the ones that I be checking for. Is all I'm saying. Like I'll do it sometimes, I do it, but I've made it a staple. Is all I'm trying to say. But yeah, pre-fight analysis, and in this video, I'll be doing the pre-fight analysis for UFC 281, Adesanya versus Pereira. Pereira, basically three. So it's gonna be the first time in May, but this is third time overall that they'll be fighting. I don't know if they sparred in the gym or anything, but as far as official fights, this will be their third fight. So yeah, I'm gonna do the full card, but this is like pretty much my straight off the top predictions or analysis of these fights, quick and off the top. And these are my final predictions. These are my initial predictions. Like literally right now, this is probably like my first, second, or third time looking at this card. You know, there's probably been some adjustments on this card as well from last time I seen it. And so it's really like this off the top right now, just by looking at the fights on this card, my thoughts on them. Obviously in the Adesanya versus Pereira fight, I've been looking at that for a good minute because there's been talks about that for a good minute, even prior to him even being in the UFC because he got knocked, he knocked Adesanya out and stuff. So people always kept, looking back to that fight, say, who's the guy he lost to and who's this? Then came UFC, like, look at it again. Like, let's see that fight. How would that play out again in UFC if he got it there? Now he's there. Like he's almost there. Now he's there. Now he's there. Now they're about to fight. Yeah. Enough talking. Let's just run through the card real quick. So first fight we have in the light heavyweight division, Carlos Ulberg versus Nikolai Negumereanu. I know you like to hear that. But yeah, with this one, Ulberg, I feel like Ulberg can pull it off. He should be able to beat Nikolai Negumereanu. Not the most technical fighter, takes a lot of stuff on the chin, just comes forward. But it's kind of the case, can Carlos Ulberg keep up his pace? Can he work on his defense, not keep his chin up and not get caught by nothing and get knocked out? Like, basically you out striking this dude who just a punching bag. With Vince, that punching bag just wears you down by straight walking you down. And then he's able to find your soft, pretty chin and put you out. Can he do that? But right now I got lean Carlos Ulberg. I feel like he should be able to beat Negumereanu. I feel like he should be able to beat Negumereanu. He should beat Negumereanu. And also, you gotta say Negumereanu low-key has underrated grappling as well. I think at first thing he is grapple, so that's another aspect to look at it. But so far, Ulberg's takedown defense has been pretty solid. Takedown defense, grappling is underrated, at least in the defensive sense. Like pretty much most people at City Kickboxing, they're pretty good at getting off the mat and avoiding the mat, and very underrated grab. So he should be able to deal with Negumereanu's grappling. Feet is kind of like the pressure thing, but I feel like he should be able to take advantage of Negumereanu's probably flat feet coming forward, just tears his legs up, and look to land hooks on Negumereanu's lack of defense. Maybe even put him out of there. But Negumereanu has shown good durability, so it's probably gonna be like a decision, like skating around the ring, doing leg kicks, check hooks, getting out of the way. Probably not the prettiest decision. Probably gonna get roughed up a little bit, but for the most part, should be the skip around kick and check hook his way to a decision over Negumereanu. Now to our next fight, we have in the bantamweight division, Julio Arce versus Montel Jackson. And I see this one right here. His first time I was kind of leaning Montel Jackson, but who knows where I'll lean ultimately at the end of the night. I mean, ultimately when I do make my final predictions. But right now, I'm leaning from Montel Jackson to Julio Arce. I feel like Julio Arce is the more technical striker. I feel like he has never had no issue with the wrestling or grappling. If anything, I think most of his fights he's lost, he's been like a case of, either getting knocked out or caught. Yeah, so far Montel Jackson has not been that great finisher, so that's one thing. He kind of leaning on a finish. That has not been a path. And Montel Jackson kind of fades out there in fights a lot of times, so hasn't been. Also, one of his strengths will be grappling, but I seen him out grapple at least one time. Yeah, it's like Montel Jackson looked like this bright star and prospect in weight class, but I really ain't been seeing the growth or improvements I want to see. And I feel like Julio Arce is the more technical striker, has no issue with the grappling. Again, like when we look at Julio Arce, all his fights have been the case getting caught by heavy hitters. And Montel Jackson, I mean, I guess he does got fit in there some bit, but for a reasonable value on him and just not being all that impressed with Montel Jackson, kind of almost, even though he only got like 2 losses, kind of seemed like he got that kind of chokes in spots. I feel like Julio Arce's experience and footwork and just being a more technical boxer, technical striker, having a better composure, should be able to get him out in that fight. But I can also see that fight probably end up being like a close decision that go out of the way too. So right now, I'm leaning Julio Arce to win that one. Then next one we have in the lightweight division, Otman Izatar versus Matt Favola. I think I low-key predicted this fight some time ago, but I think I might switch my prediction right now. I think early on I picked Otman Izatar to beat him. I thought his takedown finish should hold up, and then he should be able to just squabble with him and just That's just what he does, go out there and just swing big shots, sprawl, and swing big hooks. It should be the Frevola array. And that's reality. That probably is going to be what's going to happen. Like, he's going to go out there and swing. But Matt Frevola does seem more well-rounded fighter. And I just seen his older brother lose. Well, that's probably 2 years ago now. And he's been active because we came to Abu Dhabi with some drugs or something. I forget what happened with these guys, but yeah, I ain't high on none of those Azatar brothers. Like, they could do pretty well at a lower level, but they both sloppy as mugging. Seem no intention to be less sloppy, but hey, you can swing some big bombs, and Frevola does allow him to get him in these scraps, so it could even easily end up with him just losing in that big swing and scrap. Or maybe Frevola go out there and fight a smart approach to try to tie up with him, get some takedowns. Like, it might not be the easiest. I mean, it is the easiest path, but it's not going to be easy, is all I'm saying. Be a lot of work. You're going to get hit with some big shots, probably get busted up, but you're going to have to recover. Keep wearing on him, land your own shots, get some takedowns. Then he starts to slow down, then you can start to really get on your shots, start digging into him. A guy that has a wild, irresponsible style to get swing for the fence, and you start to wear on him. And he just starts to unfold in those later rounds, and then you can start to put him away. But yeah, like right now I'm leaning Frevola, but Matt Frevola to, like I said, use that veteran experience, wear on him, and then start to load on him and just, extend him and make him pay for fighting so sloppy and living off sloppiness. And maybe tap him out or knock him out or something. Or just grind out a decision over Izatar. So, as of right now, I got Matt Frevola right now winning this one. Yeah, then the next one we got featherweight division, Mike Trizano versus Sung Woo Choi. And this one's very up for grabs. Like, I really, really don't know about this one right now. Because it seems like Trizano is the more, maybe polished, more diverse guy. Where I feel like Sung Woo Choi, we definitely seen some of his grappling in that last fight. He definitely packs more power, but he's becoming way too predictable. He's just looking for that one punch, that one power shot, and we start to become so reliant on that one big punch. You become predictable. And last opponent, took advantage of that. We clearly see you load up that punch, and I'm just gonna see it coming, land my shots. Being predictable makes you slow or makes you easy to read. But hey, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one. Trizano been a disappointment, and Sung Woo Choi is becoming predictable. Like, what's worse? Inconsistency or predictability? Really a toss-up fight right here. I might go. Matter of fact, I don't know. I'll probably go Sung Woo Choi. I feel like his wrestling has been looking pretty okay, and he could land the heavier shots. Trizano hasn't really shown to be that big finisher or anything yet, so. Not sure. Maybe I just had to go Mike Trizano. I'm going to say right now, this ain't my official pick anyway, so I'm going to say Mike Trizano. Take the less predictable guy, be a mix-up, and should at very least be able to defend something that he can easily see. And I don't feel like Trizano has a grappling issue, so I feel like Sung Woo Choi can go out there and get takedowns on him. I feel like Trizano should be able to stuff the takedowns of Sung Woo Choi for the most part. Probably hold him to one takedown max. Maybe sneak a takedown in of his own. And just take advantage of Sung Woo Choi is looking for one big power shot and exploiting that tendency in him. So, yeah, right now I've got to go with Mike Trizano. But y'all got some need more intel, like some guy's sick, got a staph infection or something to make that fight easier to predict, let me know. But as of right now, I got to go with Trizano. Now to our next fight, we got a women's strawweight division, Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus Silvana Gomez Juarez. And both of these women are the youngest women. I mean, I'm fighting Silvana Gomez Juarez is older. Karolina Kowalkiewicz has been around the top of this division. Well, she was around the top of this division at one point, and has been in this division for a good time. And she's the far more familiar face. She's still the younger woman in this one, I believe, but don't quote me on that. This is just a run through. So, but I definitely think she's a young woman. And right now, I'm just gonna get to the point. I think I got to go with Karolina at the moment. Yes, Silvana Gomez Juarez is a big threat on the feet, but her grappling has always been lackluster. And Karolina Kowalkiewicz, in her last fight, at least showed that she can go in there with a decent enough grappler for at least Harrigan, like the greatest grappler or not, but she's definitely a credible grappler or had credible grappling skills and a credible veteran in this women's MMA. And she went out there, beat her everywhere, beat on the ground, submitted her. Let me check that. Did she submit her? I know she beat her, but did she submit her? Did she submit her? Yeah, she submitted her. So I feel like she's still enough in her tank to beat Silvana Gomez Juarez. She has enough to take her down and submit her. And Silvana Gomez Juarez, Juarez has still not shown that improvements in her grappling yet. And what Na Liang she beat. Na Liang is very sloppy on the feet and sloppy in general. Like she's good on the ground or dangerous on the ground, but overall her style is very sloppy and just balls to the walls kind of as best I can say it. So she go out there, she gonna leave openings on the feet. She gonna be loose on the ground, but she will be a tipping and threatening. So you loose on the feet, jumping around to a striker with better technique and good power, that could be the result. Yeah, I just feel like Carolina is just still the more rounded fighter. I feel like she can hold her own on the feet. And Carolina, at the end of the day, her bread and butter is striking. And the fact that she's showing that grappling her last fight, I feel like she can hold her own with Silvana Gomez Juarez enough on the feet. Then eventually mixes to the ground and should be able to tap her out or control her to a decision. So, and that one got to go Carolina at the moment. Now to our next one, we have in the middleweight division, Andre Petroski versus Wellington Thurman. And I got to go Andre Petroski here. I feel like he's riding some good momentum. He has solid grappling, just as good, if not better than Thurman. But like striking, just as good, if not better than Thurman. You can say, oh, cardio issues, but Thurman ain't really no great pace pusher. He don't push a great volume out there. Very predictable, very clunky on the feet. And I don't even feel like he really even have a good power shot at all. It's like he just kind of there on the feet with his striking as far as like he just there. He can kind of pressure a little bit, throw a little bit, but ain't no real heat on his punches. There no like no real heat on his punches, no real technical defense, no real technical offense. Like I said, he just exists on the feet. Now I feel like Petroski, he ain't really the most technical striker either, but he definitely got a big punch behind him, big power, he's explosive, and then he also can chain that with his wrestling. And like Thurman, like he ain't got no big explosive punches, ain't got no explosive takedowns. With Petroski, at least he, like I said, he can present explosive power on the feet to get Thurman to react. And he can use that same explosion, like explosions and explosiveness to get explosive takedowns on Thurman. So like he could chain that together with Thurman, like you're really trying to connect things with yarn. Like you try to connect his game together with yarn. It's like no real good adhesive to his overall game. So I gotta go Petroski. And also Thurman fight IQ has been pretty low. And he has already took a lot of damage in his young life. So I gotta go Petroski. I feel like he's showing improvements around better guys and making better adjustments. So I gotta go Petroski and probably get him out there in the distance, to be honest. So yeah, liking Petroski a lot in that one. Next fight we have in the flyweight division, women's flyweight division, Erin Blanchfield versus Molly McCann. And right now, matter of fact, this is gonna be the official pick. Matter of fact, this isn't the official pick, but this is gonna be the same person. I'm probably on with the final prediction who I'm gonna pick is Erin Blanchfield. Like Molly McCann looking okay, but she's literally been on a tour. They've been giving her fighters she could beat, and she's been beating them with flying colors. Like she's been giving opponents she should beat. And props to her, she's been beating them with flying colors. A lot of times people get fed opponents they should beat, they still go out there and struggle. At the very least, she's been getting fed, and she's been looking good getting fed. But now she's like going there to fight a woman. Matter of fact, I don't think Blanchfield's a more technical striker. I don't think she's a more technical striker. But the thing with Molly McCann is, I feel like Erin Blanchfield could hold her own with Molly McCann on the feet, but that's not where she wants to keep it. But again, I think Molly McCann already has a theme in her career. Every time she goes in there with like a better grappler, she goes out there and gets submitted. And that's going on with another bright prospect, a better grappler. I think she gets submitted once again. So it's a theme. I think most of the time she gets submitted. I think it was probably one time it was like a close decision, but most times she gets submitted. So either way, she's losing, but I think she gets submitted here again. Like going there with a younger, better grappler, and not going out there with fodder and going out there with actually a solid stud. I just think she goes back to her trend of getting tapped out or out grappled by the better grappler to a decision. So, to a decision or finish. So, yeah, I'm going with Erin Blanchfield there. Now to our next fight, we have in the light heavyweight division, Dominic Reyes versus Ryan Spann. And how I see this one right here is, I gotta go Dominic Reyes. Ryan Spann got a bit of a glass chin, got a big frame, yeah, big frame and all. But let's just get to the point. This is a quick run through. Dominic Reyes is a great anti-grappler, and I think this is not even important to this fight, but what I'm gonna say with Dominic Reyes, who he's showing to be right now, or has shown to be his career, we look at the encompass of it. Every time he goes in with a guy that's like, really for the most part, a striker, or I guess one of the greatest of all time, like John Jones. I feel John Jones lost the fight, but let's just say he lost John Jones. But let's look at his other two L's. Let's not even focus on the John Jones one. John Jones won at the end of the day. Dominic Reyes gave him the last 2 rounds or whatnot, and it is what it is. Beat the champion, you gotta beat the champion. It is what it is. But focus on the other 2 L's. That's feel like that's more factorable. Is Dominic Reyes does well against grapplers, grapplers, but does poorly against strikers. So Jan Blachowicz, striker, stopped. Yuri Prohaska striker stop. So when he goes in with a guy that's heavily more so a striker, a notable good striker of the upper caliber of that weight class or a weight class of the sport or whatever case may be, that's his weakness. But going in with a grappler like Ryan Spann, who does has shown power, but for the most part, his striking is very, very inconsistent. And really at the core, he's more so a grappler than a striker. He might say he's a full mixed martial fighter, but I would definitely categorize him more as a grappler than a striker. It might look at it, the picture like, I see him more as this. Nah, the guy's more of a grappler than a striker. So Don Ray should be to keep this on the feet, and should be to find the glass chin of Ryan Spann, should be to put him out. And I think this is a favorable stylistic matchup for Dominic Reyes too, which he does better against. So going over with another grappler, he should be able to prevail with flying colors. Should be able to get Ryan Spann out of there. So gotta go Dominic Reyes here right now. Feel like it's a good matchup for him to get back on to his winning ways. Now to our next fight, we have in the lightweight division, Renato Moicano versus Brad Riddell. And right now I gotta go Brad Riddell. I feel like Riddell has the faster hands. I feel like Moicano has had an issue with those people. And Brad Riddell does have some underrated grappling and wrestling defense. Obviously, his grappling is not on Moicano's level, but I feel like he can scramble, get to his feet, and avoid the takedowns of Moicano for the most part. On the feet, I feel like he can get in on the inside and make Moicano very uncomfortable, chaining hooks to the body, to hooks up top, combos on Moicano, and just really flustering him, rocking him, and just dazing him. And just really having Moicano just uncomfortable out there. I think Riddell has a good, significant striking advantage over him, speed advantage over him, and should be able to put him out. So I got to go with Brad Riddell right now. But, yeah, nothing. You could say, he lost to Jalen Turner. He ain't this, he ain't that. But Jalen Turner is showing to be one of the better prospects in his weight class. So, and I just think Moicano, I just don't think he's going to make too much waves at his weight class. I think he'll come around, pick up wins every now and then, but I don't think he can consistently string together wins. And I definitely don't see him as a guy that's going to actually make a big wave or move in this weight class. Yeah. So now to our next fight, change of scenery and whatnot. But hey, some more stuff you say like, what is this? What is that? It is what it is. Different lighting, different perspective. But yeah, next one we have Dan Hooker versus Claudio Puelles, lightweight division. I got to go Dan Hooker right here. If he loses this one, he just needs to go on and be a coach or whatnot, or go to kickbox. Matter of fact, kickbox might get dogged. Yeah, just go and be a coach or something, or maybe sell fitness books or something. But it looking like his career pretty done, or maybe go to Bellator or another league, because should be a fight that should favor him a lot in this fight. He should win. If he can't win this fight, it really says a lot. No disrespect to Claudio Puelles, but I think Dan Hooker should dog Puelles. I feel like Puelles don't have no real good takedown offense, so Hooker should be the stuff his takedowns on the feet. I feel like Dan Hooker's striking should be leagues above Puelles. As a matter of fact, I feel like he should not only beat him, but I feel like he should stop Puelles. Puelles don't take damage very well. And I feel like Hooker should be able to put that damage on him. Should be able to stop takedowns and probably get him out under 2.5 or first round. So, yeah, this under 2.5, man. Puelles has solid grappling. I will give him that. And definitely the better grappler. Definitely making improvements on the feet, but still ain't there. Still a lot of growth to make. And I just feel like right now this is a fight Dan Hooker should win. This is a big step down for him. And he should do well to prevent that guy from getting to his area where his only area where he should have advantage, and that's in the grappling. So Hooker should be able to keep him from his strength, hold him in his strength, and should be able to get him out of there. So right now I gotta go Dan Hooker. And again, if he don't win this one, it's all she wrote, in my opinion. Now to our next fight we have in the bantamweight division. But yeah, if I already didn't say it, Frankie Edgar versus Chris Gutierrez, bantamweight division. Yeah, I gotta go Chris Gutierrez right now. I feel like this is probably one of the most winnable fights for Frankie Edgar in the bantamweight division right now. I feel like Gutierrez does have a bit of a wrestling grappling deficiency, and I feel like Chris Edgar, but Frankie Edgar can definitely exploit that. But age is undefeated, and Frankie Edgar looked like a shell of himself in his last fight. Yes, he was fighting Marlon Vera, and Marlon Vera is looking great right now, but not even getting touched by Marlon Vera. Frankie Edgar just looked like a sucked out, drained out version of himself. He didn't look great. And I know this is probably a retirement fight and all that stuff. That's nothing. It could be a pro or con. You can go out there and you train as hard as you can, but you already got retirement in your mind and stuff. And you already, look like a shell of yourself in your last fight. This ain't looking good for you. It's not like Gutierrez is a bad fighter. He's a good fighter. I just think he does have a wrestling and grappling issue that Edgar can exploit. But ultimately, I just feel again, coming in, he's a shell of himself. And Gutierrez is probably going to come in the best he ever came in, because this probably he going. Matter of fact, this will be his best one. Obviously not as far as it's not you beating vintage prime Edgar or anything, but the name wise, you still gonna come in there and treat him like the name he is, the former champion he is, the star that he is, the legend that he is, the future Hall of Famer that he is. And you're gonna come up, you're gonna get up for him, so you can add him to your resume. Yeah, I guess everybody gonna look back and say, oh, all you did was beat up. All you did was retire a guy that was about to retire. Like, you ain't do nothing, but for him, it's gonna mean something. And I just feel like it's probably gonna be not the prettiest fight for either guy, to be honest. But I feel like Gutierrez leg kick's gonna cause probably injury on Frank Edgar, to be honest. It's probably gonna happen. Like, Frank Edgar gonna have good moments on the feet and stuff. Gutierrez probably gonna rock him at a couple times. Like, and shell himself, can't take damage that well anymore. Probably get caught with some fast hooks, dropped at some point. We didn't go back to his takedown. But then again, Frank Edgar, that's been his whole career. When he wins prime, except he bounced back quicker. But get rocked on the feet, wobble, probably drop, go back to takedown, get a lot of control. Gutierrez been able to work back at times, land little leg kicks, and that's gonna pay dividends. Probably Edgar probably plants weird on the leg, and matter of fact, probably try to do a little run in, little frame and stuff. Get caught with a little outside leg kick on the lead leg, fall, probably face plant a little bit. Then try to stand back up and can't really switching stance, and then like I feel like an injury. Gutierrez got some pretty powerful leg kicks. Edgar has been brutalized to the leg sometimes now, especially age now, slower and all that stuff now. That probably be an injury to the leg that's going to end the fight. So like a leg kick TKO for Gutierrez. So right now I got to go Chris Gutierrez. This is, again, not my official picks, but yeah, that's the picks I'm leaning to right now. Now to our next fight, we have in the lightweight division, Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler. And I've been back and forth on this one. I feel like this Chandler should definitely win this fight. Matter of fact, he should win this high confidence Mike Chandler should win this one. Michael Chandler's high confidence should win this one, but I'm not picking him right now. I'm picking Dustin Poirier. In reality, I feel like Chandler wrestling and grappling probably far superior than a lot of people that Dustin Poirier has fought. His wrestling and his grappling are far superior than a lot of people that Dustin Poirier has fought. And Dustin Poirier wants to go for that little low probability guillotine. More so going to seal the L for him if he goes that way. But I got to go with Dustin Poirier right now. Right now, I'm going Dustin Poirier. Chandler, in the UFC has been fighting like a less bang bro. He hasn't been fighting with much purpose. He's been going out there just, letting it all hang out there. But he just been going out there with no real true purpose. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't been going out there with a whole lot of purpose. He's just going out there for the most part, just saying let's bang bro. That's really been his approach to the game. And if he doesn't go out there, let's bang bro, Dustin Poirier gonna beat him. So right now I gotta go with Dustin Poirier. You just been showing me let's bang bro. I'm gonna. If you just have been showing me let's bang bro, I'm gonna predict this fight is you going in there and saying let's bang bro. And in that fight, he still got a good puncher chance. Even in that fight, he got a good puncher chance to knock Poirier out quick. If he goes in there and fights smart approach, he probably could even tap or submit Poirier or just grind out the sit, take him down, maul him on the ground, elbows, punches, and let Poirier show his quitting, show his tail once again. When somebody start pounding him out on the ground, go in fetal position, go in doggy style, and let somebody tap him out once again. Show that quitter and go on the street and sell some hot sauce in New Orleans or something. But other than that, like again, so let's bang bro probably go for a couple takedowns, probably land a couple big shots in there. But that's probably gonna be able to get his awareness bout on him and just start walking down, landing volume, and probably put Chandler out of there, or just probably just out volume to a decision. Like probably get his own drops back in there, his own rocks back in there, get his own licks in there, and land the better shots and outbox Chandler over the course of the fight. So either stoppage or just outbox him after Chandler gets out some of those big shots and just march him down and pick him apart. Maybe after that first round to a decision or to a stoppage. But if he goes the less bang route. But again, not my official predictions, but this is how I'm saying it right now. Now to our next fight, we have in the co-main event, Carla Esparza versus Weili Zhang, and right now I gotta go Weili Zhang, and it's probably gonna be my official prediction when it does come time. But yeah, I gotta go Weili Zhang right now. I just feel like Weili Zhang has been making significant improvements in wrestling. Obviously, she ain't the better wrestler than Carla Esparza, but I think she's solid enough to defend the takedown of Esparza. That ain't gonna defeat. She got too much power, and she's just far more technical than Esparza. And as far as Esparza on the feet, her striking really don't have too much purpose or threat behind it. And I feel like Zhang, she's gonna respect her striking, she's gonna respect her takedowns, but ain't gonna be too much respect to the stuff the takedowns. Cut the cage off, pick her apart on the feet, stuff her takedowns, probably, like I said, again, stuff her takedowns, land some shots on her, cut her off when she's trying to circle, land some more shots on her, stuff her takedown, and just continue to unload her and probably get her out of there in 2 rounds or less. So very strong confidence in Weili Zhang right now. But maybe I aspire to show something different, but I highly doubt it. I gotta go with Weili Zhang to get her done and to get her done in the distance. And now to our main event, we have in the middleweight division Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira for the undisputed grudge weight belt. Pereira, even despite being 2-0 against Adesanya, he seems to have a grudge. Adesanya just trying to get that, trying to get that look back, at least one of them back by fighting Pereira here. I mean, he like yeah, they both got a rivalry. It's 2-0, but it's still a rivalry somehow. Pereira keeping it alive, even though he's the one. I guess he's saying like I beat this guy, and this guy making more money than me, but a bigger star than me, more notable than me, and I'm just kind of like the guy that beat him twice, even though I was a two-weight class champion in glory. But right now, in fact, not right now. This is my official pick. Not my official prediction, but my official pick, which will still be my official prediction, but not my full like round and everything and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm going Adesanya to beat Pereira. Yeah, he's 2-0. I mean, he's 0-2 against him and all. But I already look at the fight. I looked at the first fight for the first time ever. I looked at the second fight a lot of times, but I never watched the first fight. I rewatched the first fight. It looked very similar to the first fight, minus the no knockdowns and Adesanya not getting knocked out. I feel like Adesanya won the fight. He should have won the first one. The second one, he was looking better in the second one, but he was over aggressive. What I can say in both of those fights is that Adesanya was able to land his shots. He was faster, quicker, more technical than Pereira. And when the fight started really to unfold for him, or when Pereira really had his moments, was when Adesanya got too aggressive on the feet. If Adesanya wanted to back then to just like play safe, and just throw kicks and skip around him and not really commit to nothing, he really wouldn't have got caught with much of anything in that fight. It was a time when he tried to go aggressive, and that's when he started to get caught with counters. That's when he started to be open for offense. But when he was like just out there, just on his toes, throwing kicks, switching stances, landing shots, sniping Pereira, he was having no issue. It was like in the first fight, like he probably felt like he could go for a finish there, or he had moments where he had him hurt or stuff. He went on the offensive, like heavily on offense. Then that's when Pereira started to get back in the fight. Then by the third round, it was like no point. I mean, like Pereira really wasn't getting much off. The third round was pretty dominant for Adesanya in the first fight. Then the second fight, Adesanya was just picking him apart from the jump, like dropping like 2 or 3 times. And then, like I said, he feel like I got lost due to the judges last time. So he went out there very aggressive, and in that aggressiveness, he kind of was negligent on defense. And Pereira saw it, like he saw it opening for the check hook. And matter of fact, in the first fight, he was dodging that hook a lot. Even in the second fight, he was dodging the hook a lot. But again, you start getting over aggressive. You don't see stuff you already saw and have to train to defend. So he got caught. But I know this time he coming in. And with the style he's fighting now, he's far more defensive than he's ever been. So he out there skipping, kicking, and not being hit, switching stances, doing a lot of feints. So I feel like he can go out there and dance on Pereira. And another thing I can say about Pereira, like he make all these jokes about Adesanya and stuff, teasing him stuff. But let's look at one note. When he was out there teasing Adesanya, when he did a little like the ball dodging like joke against Adesanya doing that, notice he didn't actually do it. Because he can't even jokingly do that. His head movement is not that great. He's a Frankenstein with a big hook. He's a Frankenstein with a big hook. I'm not saying he's slow or anything, but he's definitely not that guy that's like smooth, slick head movement, slick footwork, or anything like that. He has a style built to with his strengths, but like every style has weaknesses. Like the guy head don't move that much. He don't not really that movement guy. Even with that little roll around thing he was doing, roller scooter thing he was doing, all he doing was moving back and forth. He's not the guy that's gonna move his head or that stuff like that. He just squat down that little thing, move back and forth. That's how he moves. Without the thing, he bounced on his toes. He moved back and forth, move side, whatever the case may be. But I'm trying to say, like, I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight at all for Adesanya. It's gonna be a tough fight, but I think it's a fight he can get by on and maybe even get a stoppage. But mostly, I just feel he's gonna play safe and just get a good decision over Pereira. I feel like he's gonna make the shots in well and get a good read for Pereira. Just hook, get a good perception of it, a good read on it, and probably dance around, land his kicks. But Pereira gonna make it interesting that time. Like I said, he got that power. He's a world class kick by himself. He's probably gonna try to mix his own kicks in there. But I think it's gonna be another case where Adesanya, like I said, Adesanya's gonna have to fight harder than he did against these other guys because the other guys ain't the same length, ain't the same skill as him. But nonetheless, I still think he's gonna be able to go out there, fight to his strength. Pereira's definitely gonna make it interesting, but I think Adesanya should be able to go out there. I'll strike him, be faster than him, take advantage of the low hands, and then just be mindful of his own defense and keep a read on that hook and should be able to beat Pereira to a decision. Not gonna be one-sided, not gonna be easy, but I think Adesanya wins this one clearly. And probably just really, I feel like it might be a replay of their first fight, but just with more rounds. And I feel like Adesanya will hurt him at moments, probably even. I don't think he's gonna drop him. I feel like he's gonna have hurt a couple times, but to a decision. Yeah, that's where my mind is right now. Some of these picks are just set in stone already, but for the most part, still very much up for grabs and still very much up for debate and really looking into them further to say, make my final picks for them. So that's the video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.